The Dymaxion Pod is many things, but to simplify it within a category, it could be called a mobile shelter. However, the Dymaxion Pod is meant to be far more than that. It is very dynamic, and that is part of the reason we use the Dymaxion name, as we are both inspired by the works of Buckminster Fuller. The Dymaxion Pod is meant to be a tool that someone could have throughout their lives that helps them fight the challenges of poverty. On a basic level, the Dymaxion Pod is a shelter for a person to sleep in comfortably without feeling vulnerable. With over 100 million homeless in the world, it is not uncommon for even young kids to sleep in abandoned buildings. Good sleep is critical for mental and physical health, especially in the development of growing children. Although the Dymaxion Pod can be pushed or pulled, it is primarily meant to be a modest electric vehicle. This allows people to leave in times of emergency with crucial resources, which could help with some of the challenges refugees face. In more stable times, the Dymaxion Pod allows the user to commute for work or school, get food and water, and seek medical care. The Dymaxion Pod is meant to provide a high level of security so that if the occupant is being threatened by people with bad intent, they have a fighting chance to get away and communicate the emergency. While in the Dymaxion Pod, the user would be able to alert the surrounding community, which would be done in a number of ways, some of which are lights and sirens, radios, and if internet is accessible, emergency apps that record and communicate the emergency to multiple contacts. The Dymaxion Pod was designed so that the user could live in a healthy way while having a minimal impact on the environment. The solar panels on the exterior help to provide most of the energy the user will need. There will also be 2 hand crank generators for further energy production. This electric power can provide the user with the ability to cook with an electric burner instead of wood or other combustibles that when used indoors can often lead to respiratory problems. The Dymaxion Pod is meant to be a turnkey shelter that has most of what the user would need to live a healthy and productive life. This would include many things, part of which would be a 2-in-1 laptop computer with multiple flash drives that are loaded with educational software and other useful material. With the addition of internet access, a child or adult can receive a remote, compulsory education and have the opportunity to independently learn and grow. This has been a short presentation on the Dymaxion Pod. We will be releasing more information on the project soon.